Hi guys, Dr. Berg here. Let's talk about a mineral that is often underestimated, but it's actually one of the most powerful nutrients when it comes to muscle growth, repair, and recovery. That mineral is magnesium. Magnesium is a vital mineral that plays a central role in the body's biochemical processes, especially those related to muscle performance, repair, and recovery. It is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of which directly impact how muscles contract, relax, and grow. Despite its importance, magnesium is often overlooked in discussions around muscle health, even though it may be one of the most critical elements for anyone seeking strength, energy, and physical performance. One of magnesium's primary roles is in energy metabolism. Every muscle contraction depends on adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which is the cellular currency of energy. However, ATP must bind to magnesium to be biologically active. Without magnesium, ATP is essentially useless. This means that every movement from lifting a weight to simply walking requires magnesium to generate energy at the muscular level. When magnesium levels are low, the body becomes less efficient at producing energy, leading to fatigue, weakness, and slower recovery after physical activity. In addition to energy production, magnesium is essential for protein synthesis. Muscles grow through a process where amino acids are assembled into muscle proteins, a mechanism that relies on enzymes activated by magnesium. If magnesium is insufficient, even with an adequate protein intake, the body cannot efficiently build or repair muscle tissue. This makes magnesium a key factor not just in maintaining muscle mass, but in gaining new lean tissue, especially important for athletes, aging adults, or anyone recovering from injury. Magnesium also plays a crucial role in nerve transmission and muscle contraction. It helps regulate calcium levels inside muscle cells. Calcium is the mineral that triggers muscle contraction, while magnesium ensures the muscle relaxes afterward. If magnesium is lacking, calcium can dominate, leading to prolonged contraction, cramping, twitching, or even muscle spasms. That's why magnesium is often referred to as the anti-cramp mineral. It balances out the effects of calcium and prevents neuromuscular dysfunction. Another significant aspect of magnesium's role in muscle performance is its effect on inflammation and oxidative stress. Physical activity naturally causes a small amount of inflammation and oxidative damage. Magnesium has been shown to reduce inflammatory markers and neutralize free radicals, thereby speeding up the recovery process. This helps reduce muscle soreness and protects tissues from damage over time. Finally, magnesium supports electrolyte balance and hydration. It works alongside sodium, potassium, and calcium to maintain proper fluid distribution in and out of muscle cells. This balance is critical during exercise when sweating can deplete electrolytes and lead to dehydration. Maintaining optimal magnesium levels can prevent early fatigue, enhance endurance, and support cardiovascular function during intense physical activity. In summary, magnesium is far more than a simple supplement. It is a foundational mineral required for nearly every aspect of muscle function. From energy production to protein synthesis, from muscle contraction to recovery, its influence is both wide-reaching and essential. Ensuring that your magnesium levels are adequate can mean the difference between slow, frustrating progress and steady, efficient muscle development. Magnesium plays a direct and essential role in both protein synthesis and muscle relaxation, making it one of the most crucial minerals for muscle health, strength, and recovery. While it's often overshadowed by protein or amino acids in muscle discussions, magnesium is the behind-the-scenes facilitator that ensures these components are actually utilized properly by the body. When it comes to protein synthesis, magnesium is a required cofactor. This means enzymes involved in building muscle proteins, specifically the enzymes that link amino acids together to form polypeptides, depend on magnesium to function. Without magnesium, these enzymes become inactive or far less efficient. Even if you consume plenty of high-quality protein and amino acids, your body cannot effectively convert them into usable muscle tissue if magnesium levels are low. This process is vital for everyone, from athletes trying to build lean muscle to older adults trying to prevent sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Magnesium also affects how your body handles RNA and DNA, which are essential for cell repair and growth. Protein synthesis doesn't just happen randomly. It requires the transcription and translation of genetic instructions, and these biochemical pathways also rely heavily on magnesium-dependent enzymes. Therefore, the entire cycle of muscle repair and regeneration, from the initial breakdown of muscle fibers during training to their repair and growth afterward, requires adequate magnesium to occur smoothly. On the other side of muscle function is relaxation, and magnesium is just as critical here. Muscles contract when calcium floods into the muscle cell and stimulates the contraction mechanism. However, to relax, calcium must be pushed back out of the muscle cell, and magnesium is the mineral responsible for that. In essence, calcium causes contraction and magnesium causes relaxation. Without enough magnesium to balance the calcium, the muscle remains in a state of partial contraction, which leads to cramps, tightness, twitching, or fatigue. This is why magnesium is commonly used to alleviate muscle cramps, especially at night. Magnesium also influences the nervous system, which indirectly helps with muscle relaxation. It activates GABA receptors in the brain, which promote a calming effect. This helps reduce stress, anxiety, and muscle tension, factors that can interfere with recovery and sleep. And since deep sleep is when most muscle growth and repair occurs, magnesium's calming effect supports both physical and hormonal recovery. Additionally, magnesium regulates electrolyte balance, which is key for muscle cell hydration and function. Proper hydration helps flush out byproducts like lactic acid, reducing soreness and stiffness. When electrolytes are off, especially magnesium, muscles can't function optimally and are more prone to injury or weakness. In conclusion, magnesium is not just supportive, but central to muscle development. It ensures that protein is turned into usable muscle and that those muscles are able to contract and relax efficiently. Without it, both performance and recovery suffer. Whether you're training hard, aging gracefully, or simply trying to stay active, magnesium is a non-negotiable mineral for real, lasting muscle health. Magnesium deficiency is one of the most common yet overlooked nutritional problems worldwide. Despite its critical role in over 300 biological processes, including energy metabolism, muscle function, nerve signaling, and protein synthesis, most people are chronically low in this essential mineral. This is particularly true for two groups who need it most: athletes and older adults. Let's start with the general population. Studies estimate that nearly 50–70% of people don't meet the recommended daily intake of magnesium. That's due to a combination of poor dietary choices, soil depletion, processed foods, and lifestyle stress. Magnesium is naturally found in whole foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and legumes, but these are often missing from modern diets. What we're left with are refined foods stripped of their mineral content, providing calories but not nutrients. For athletes, the deficiency risk is even higher. Intense physical training increases magnesium requirements for multiple reasons. First, magnesium is lost through sweat, so the more you train, the more you deplete. Second, exercise increases metabolic activity, which relies on magnesium to generate ATP, the energy currency of the cell. Third, high training volumes stress the muscles and nervous system, both of which depend on magnesium for recovery and function. If you're not replenishing what you lose, performance and recovery suffer. Fatigue, cramps, slow muscle repair, and even sleep disturbances are common symptoms of magnesium depletion in active individuals. Older adults are also at high risk for chronic magnesium deficiency. As we age, magnesium absorption in the gut decreases while urinary excretion increases. In other words, older adults retain less magnesium from the foods they eat and lose more of it through the kidneys. Compounding this problem is the fact that many seniors are on medications like diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, or certain antibiotics, all of which can further drain magnesium stores. Aging muscles also become more sensitive to imbalances in calcium and magnesium. Without enough magnesium, the risk of sarcopenia, muscle wasting, and muscle cramps rises sharply. Additionally, chronic stress, whether physical or emotional, contributes significantly to magnesium loss. Stress causes the body to excrete more magnesium via the urine just when it's needed most to calm the nervous system and regulate cortisol. This creates a vicious cycle. Stress depletes magnesium, and magnesium deficiency makes the body more reactive to stress. Despite how common and dangerous this deficiency is, it often goes undiagnosed. Blood tests can be misleading because only about 1% of the body's magnesium is in the bloodstream. The rest is stored in bones and tissues. You can be severely deficient and still test normal on a standard serum magnesium test. In conclusion, chronic magnesium deficiency is a silent epidemic, especially among those who push their bodies or are entering their later years. Without adequate magnesium, even a perfect diet or training plan will fall short. Restoring optimal levels of this mineral isn't just beneficial, it's essential for muscle strength, cardiovascular health, and overall well-being. Magnesium is a vital mineral that plays a profound role in regulating the nervous system, hormonal balance, and recovery processes, especially during sleep. While it's often promoted for muscle relaxation or cramp relief, its deeper impact lies in how it supports the body's ability to rest, repair, and rejuvenate. Specifically, magnesium improves sleep quality, reduces the stress hormone cortisol, and accelerates physical and neurological recovery. These combined effects make it essential for anyone seeking better health, improved performance, and enhanced muscle regeneration. Sleep is the most critical time for muscle growth and cellular repair, and magnesium helps facilitate deep, restful sleep by calming the brain and nervous system. It does this by activating gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors, which are responsible for reducing neural excitability. GABA is a neurotransmitter that puts the brakes on brain activity, helping you wind down and transition into sleep. Without adequate magnesium, GABA activity diminishes, leading to restless sleep, frequent wake-ups, and difficulty reaching the deep stages of rest, where most repair takes place. Magnesium also plays a critical role in managing circadian rhythms, the body's internal clock. It influences melatonin production, the hormone responsible for regulating the sleep-wake cycle. When magnesium levels are low, melatonin synthesis may be disrupted, which can lead to delayed sleep onset or lighter, less restorative sleep. This is particularly problematic for those under chronic stress or dealing with insomnia, both of which are common in modern life. Speaking of stress, magnesium is one of the most powerful natural cortisol regulators. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone released by the adrenal glands in response to physical or psychological stress. While short-term cortisol release is necessary for survival, chronic elevation leads to muscle breakdown, suppressed immunity, weight gain, and poor recovery. Magnesium suppresses excessive cortisol production by calming the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, the hormonal system that governs your body's stress response. This helps shift the body out of fight or flight mode and into rest and repair mode, where healing and muscle growth can occur. Reducing cortisol and improving sleep have a synergistic effect on recovery. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone, which stimulates tissue regeneration, collagen production, and muscle repair. Magnesium ensures that this process unfolds smoothly by stabilizing cell membranes, supporting enzyme activity, and facilitating the repair of DNA and RNA. It also helps reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, two key barriers to fast recovery. For athletes or anyone undergoing regular physical exertion, this mineral becomes even more vital. Exercise increases magnesium loss through sweat and urine, and if it's not replenished, the ability to recover from workouts declines. Symptoms like sore muscles, anxiety, poor sleep, and even persistent fatigue are often early warning signs of magnesium deficiency. In summary, magnesium supports recovery through three powerful pathways: enhancing sleep quality, lowering stress hormone levels, and promoting deep cellular repair. Whether you're trying to rebuild muscle, manage stress, or simply wake up feeling more refreshed, maintaining optimal magnesium levels can dramatically improve your body's ability to bounce back stronger. Magnesium plays a crucial role in maintaining insulin sensitivity, which is a major factor in muscle growth, fat metabolism, and overall metabolic health. While many people associate insulin only with blood sugar regulation, its function goes far beyond that. One of insulin's most important roles is to shuttle amino acids, the building blocks of protein, into muscle cells where they are used for tissue repair and growth. Magnesium supports this entire process by ensuring that insulin works efficiently and that cells respond properly to it. When you consume protein or carbohydrates, your pancreas releases insulin. This hormone binds to receptors on muscle cells and triggers a cascade of actions that allow nutrients like glucose and amino acids to enter the cells. However, for insulin to successfully unlock the cell, those receptors must be sensitive and responsive, and that's where magnesium comes in. Magnesium is required for the activation of the insulin receptor and the proper functioning of the signaling pathways that follow. Without enough magnesium, insulin cannot bind effectively, and cells become insulin resistant, meaning they no longer respond as they should. When insulin resistance occurs, amino acids stay in the bloodstream instead of entering muscle cells where they are needed for repair and growth. This results in poor recovery after exercise, reduced muscle protein synthesis, and even muscle wasting over time. Magnesium, therefore, is essential not just for preventing blood sugar spikes, but also for optimizing the anabolic or muscle-building effects of insulin. In fact, research shows that magnesium supplementation improves insulin sensitivity in people with metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and even in healthy individuals. The body needs magnesium to activate tyrosine kinase, an enzyme involved in insulin signal transduction. This improves the communication between insulin and muscle cells, allowing amino acids like leucine, valine, and isoleucine to be efficiently absorbed and utilized. Magnesium also supports glucose uptake by increasing the activity of GLUT4 transporters. GLUT4 is the protein that moves glucose into cells when insulin is present. More efficient glucose uptake means better energy for training and faster glycogen replenishment post-workout. This in turn enhances endurance, reduces muscle breakdown, and sets the stage for better protein synthesis. Additionally, magnesium plays a role in reducing chronic inflammation, which can impair insulin function. Inflammation disrupts insulin signaling pathways and contributes to metabolic dysfunction. Magnesium has been shown to lower inflammatory markers like CRP, C-reactive protein, which helps restore proper insulin action and nutrient delivery to the muscles. For athletes, bodybuilders, or anyone trying to preserve or build lean mass, especially as they age, insulin sensitivity is a hidden key to success. And magnesium is one of the most powerful natural tools to support it. When magnesium is optimized, insulin works better. When insulin works better, amino acids and glucose get into the muscles. And when that happens consistently, you grow, recover, and maintain strength more effectively. In summary, magnesium enhances insulin sensitivity, ensuring that the muscle-building nutrients you consume are actually delivered where they need to go. Without it, even the best diet or supplement routine can fall short. Magnesium is one of the most important and underrated minerals in human health, especially when it comes to muscle growth, energy production, nerve function, and recovery. It plays a foundational role in nearly every system of the body and is required for more than 300 enzymatic reactions, from supporting heart health and calming the nervous system to enhancing insulin sensitivity and reducing inflammation. Magnesium touches nearly every process necessary for optimal performance and longevity. When it comes to muscle health, magnesium is absolutely critical. Muscles require a delicate balance of minerals, especially calcium and magnesium, to function properly. While calcium triggers muscle contraction, magnesium is responsible for muscle relaxation. Without enough magnesium to counterbalance calcium, muscles can become overcontracted, tight, or prone to cramping. This is especially common at night or after intense workouts, when magnesium stores are depleted through sweat and stress. Supplementing with magnesium helps reduce cramps, improves flexibility, and enhances muscle recovery. Beyond its mechanical role in contraction and relaxation, magnesium is also necessary for protein synthesis. It helps convert dietary protein into usable amino acid chains that your body can build into new muscle tissue. This means that no matter how much protein you consume, if you're low in magnesium, you won't be able to fully utilize it. That's why magnesium deficiency can lead to poor muscle growth, fatigue, and a longer recovery period after exercise. Another reason magnesium is essential is its role in energy production. The body's primary energy molecule, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, must be bound to magnesium to become biologically active. Without magnesium, ATP doesn't work, and without ATP, your muscles don't have the fuel they need for performance or recovery. This explains why magnesium deficiency often results in chronic fatigue, low endurance, and poor exercise output. Magnesium is also deeply involved in hormonal regulation, particularly cortisol and insulin. It helps reduce stress by calming the nervous system and suppressing the overproduction of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Lower cortisol levels allow for better sleep and reduce muscle breakdown, which is often caused by chronic stress and inflammation. In terms of insulin, magnesium enhances insulin sensitivity, allowing glucose and amino acids to enter the cells more efficiently. This helps support anabolic muscle building activity and improves nutrient partitioning. Despite its importance, magnesium is widely deficient in the modern population. Soil depletion, processed foods, chronic stress, caffeine, and alcohol all contribute to low magnesium levels. Even people who eat relatively healthy diets may not get enough due to reduced magnesium content in today's vegetables and grains. Fortunately, magnesium can be replenished through food sources like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, avocados, and dark chocolate, or through supplementation with magnesium citrate, glycinate, or malate forms for optimal absorption. Athletes, older adults, and those under chronic stress may benefit from daily supplementation. In conclusion, this mineral magnesium is a cornerstone of muscular health, metabolic function, and overall vitality. It's not optional, it's essential. If you're serious about your energy, recovery, and muscle development, magnesium should be at the top of your nutritional priorities. So what's the takeaway? Magnesium truly is a magic mineral for muscle growth, but most people don't realize how essential it is. It boosts protein synthesis, regulates muscular function, enhances recovery, and helps your body actually use the nutrients you're working so hard to consume. Don't ignore this small but mighty mineral. You don't need more protein, you need better absorption. You don't need harder workouts, you need deeper recovery. And that all starts with magnesium. So if you want to see better muscle tone, less soreness, and faster recovery, start with this one change. I'll see you in the next video.